Hi, I just realized I want to turn the light on, so give me a second and I will be right back. That's a little better. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? It is Friday. Yes, I'm a little excited about that. This is my second last Friday, is what I was going to say, my second last Friday. So this marks the end of the second last week that I'd talked about earlier. Next week is the last week, potentially the last week that I will ever work for somebody else in my life. It's huge. It's huge. So celebrate with me. I'm going to celebrate. I'm very excited about that. And this will probably be the last year that I don't have a celebration on Halloween. And the reason why is because I'll probably be driving at that point in time. Good morning, Gabriel. I hope that something comes up here that gives you a good message and it's beneficial for you. So the card that I pulled from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck was TikTok, which is number 30. Okay. So I did pull it in the protection state. So that is inverted like this. So I'm going to read the message of everything, but pay attention to protection message because that's the way that it came up. So the essential meaning is timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. The oracle's message: when humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People who have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future is ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire. So release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always showing up when you need them, right on time. So if you're signing in, just give me a little, hey, where you're from. So I'm just reading about the TikTok message that I got, but I did pull it in protection. So I've asked that you pay attention to the protection message. And I didn't say anything about me, but I'm Tanya Baldwin. I'm a registered nurse, a trauma wellness healer, an intuitive, and I do oracle readings. Hi, how are you, love? And yeah, each morning I like to come on here and I pull tarot. I pull 2 oracle cards and a tarot card, and I give a message for the collective. And I see what we can't learn from it, because there's lots of messages that are hidden in here that we can relate to our lives, which help us with healing trauma or overcoming some mental health issues. So miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. Relationship message: love, the fulfillment of desire. Give me 1 second, and after I go through the general reading, I'll see if I still have time, and I'll pull a card for you for sure, England. Okay. So love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained. Good morning, Sarah. Hi, love. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give it and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beat of your heart, in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. Prosperity message: your prosperity is co-created by your endeavors as they occur in human-made time and the eternal efforts of your most important manifestation partner, spirit, in a divine, measureless time. So keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive and make a commitment to remain in high vibration thoughts and feelings. If you heed the message of this card, it will seem as if you will align with your highest calling and your highest good in no time at all, like magic. So what's all the fuss about not having enough time? The prosperous life that is yours will never pass you by. Good morning, friend. So this is how I did pull it up, was in protection. So pay close attention to what this part says. Have you been feeling as if the clock is ticking and gotten a little nervous that your dreams are taking too long to manifest? Hi, Ryan. There is nothing to fear. You will never run out of time for the important things. The miracles that are yours and yours alone can't be missed. Isn't that amazing? You're in such capable hands, with guides and angels hovering in invisible spaces, ensuring that your journey will be filled with all sorts of goodies. Let your anxiety be gently dispelled by your faith. Fear it will never deny you your highest good. All is yours in divine appropriate timing. You can relax. And I love that message because it's true. And we might not think it, but fear and faith occupy the same space in our mind. It's about this blind belief in something that hasn't happened yet. It's just that fear is in the anxiety realm, whereas faith is in the hope realm, right? So if you're going to have blind faith in something, or you're going to believe in something without having any proof of its existence, you should believe in the positive and just know that things come to you. When I left my relationship, in the beginning of it, there was that go back and forth kind of motion, right? Because every relationship does that. You get out of this relationship that's hugely toxic, and afterwards you're like, yeah, but there were so many good times, but like he was not that bad, but like maybe. And I used to say to myself all the time, and I even said to him at one point, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Like what's meant for me will never pass me by. So if you and I are meant to be together, we'll go on our healing journeys, and we'll find our way back to each other somehow, some way. Something will align us again. And that's what gave me a lot of peace and comfort going through the grieving process of the relationship, which every relationship, whether it's toxic or not, requires a grieving process. But I made myself feel better by telling myself that if it was meant to be, it would be meant to be. So I pulled the Knight of Cups for the tarot card. So let's see if somebody has a little message that they need to be getting regarding love. As you can see, the Knight of Cups is holding flowers. There's a horse. There's a nice romantic picnic. Cups is emotion. So let's see what the Knight of Cups has to say. We've had this guy before. He's wrote into our lives before. I know I've pulled this card probably last week sometime, maybe even earlier this week. A classic romantic, a passionate soul, artistic tendencies, creativity, wearing your heart on your sleeve, seeking connection, being in love with the idea of love, chivalry. And if I had have pulled it in the inverted, it would be the shadow seer, but just heed that as a warning. Missing the signs, protecting your heart, not being open to love, a player, a jealous partner, moodiness, sulking, negative emotions, blocking your progress, and disappointment. Now, when we have to, there was something that came up with that in my mind briefly. Oh, yes. When we go through heartache and we lose somebody and we have a breakup, there's a lot of times when we're like, that was really hard. That was really harsh. That was really toxic. That was really unhealthy. And we're like, I've repeated this. I had 3 relationships, and, people from the outside, even though they had toxic elements, but there were lots of really good things about it too. And people would maybe say, well, your judgment sucks when it comes to relationships. No, I was a different person when I was choosing those partners, and I chose those partners to learn the lessons that I needed to learn. But I don't want to close myself off and say, oh, no more love for me because they were terrible. You have to keep yourself open to that, right? Don't shorten your life, because that's all you're going to do. You're going to shorten the joy and experiences in your life by shutting yourself off to love, and it will really, really drastically change your life if you don't keep yourself open. And for what? Because you made choices that turned out to give you lessons rather than a lifetime. Anyway, so this classic romantic invites you to step into the world of roses, bubble baths, and champagne, and is fully devoted to you for today and maybe for every day. This card heralds romance and embodies the graceful movement of a slow dance. Enjoy this flirtation and be present to connection. This knight is intuitive and really in touch with his emotions. As such, he knows what he wants, and he has no problem wearing his heart on his sleeve. This card often signifies someone who is in love with the idea of love itself. And sometimes this comes bundled with unrealistic expectations. And we do that all the time. And I tell everybody, meet them where they're at. You can't continually meet them, right, in the future saying, well, if they just changed this, well, if they had this little characteristics, well, if they saw this in me, if they did this with me, if they would just respond like this. That's future orientated. That's expectations. That's believing, right? If you look at a guy and you're like, well, if he dressed better and he did his hair differently and he didn't have those friends and he actually, he worked this type of job and he hung out with these types of people, you're not in love with him. You're in love with love. And he just matches about 80% of what you're looking for. And you think you can tweak the other 20% out of him. And that's a failed relationship at some point. You have to learn what you don't want to love. And yes, exactly. Exactly. You can't know that you're not going to like a certain food unless you actually taste it. Exactly. Exactly. I love that. So are you ready to be swept off your feet and to allow deep, honest, and vulnerability to flow freely in your life? Do you believe in this type of true love? Get ready to take inspiration and run with it, to make art, music, and love and a veritable masterpiece of life. I am in touch with my emotions. So he wants you to get in touch with your emotions. So TikTok, remember we were talking about that, and I'm going to keep the card in the space because this book's harder to find it. So give me a second. Some of them, like this book, they're not the same number of pages for each. So some are on the left, some are on the right where they start, but right on when we were talking about is just relaxing about that divine timing, right? Whereas this one's saying be open to your emotions. So feel into your emotions, be open to that divine timing. Now let's see what. Get to the right number here. All right. So I pulled this, which is the wall, but I pulled it in protection. So if we look at it in this direction, it says obstacles, right? So if you wait for divine timing, you align yourself with your divine timing, give up the expectation that it has to happen now, it has to happen in this specific way, it has to happen with this specific person, they have to look a specific way, or they have to act a specific way. So let go of all of your expectations, be connected to your emotions, and there will be no obstacles, or the obstacles will be removed. Okay, but we're going to read it for this message here too, in case that resonates with somebody. Obstacles: being inconvenienced by life, detours, non-action. There are moments in your life when you are so geared up, so sure that you are on track, with such drive and momentum, that you are shocked and confused when you encounter a wall. Regardless, this unpredictability occurs outside of your ability to plan, regardless if you've done everything right in alignment with divine. It's imperative that you change your attitude now. This temporary roadblock is not an obstacle to blast through. This is not an invitation to push harder, cancel other plans, or worry about who will win or lose. This is a stopping point to enable you to slow down and contemplate the part of the manifesting equation that you and everyone else forgot. Life is on life's terms. Will override your best laid plans. Yes, as inconvenient as it may seem, this experience is as important to remember that you're a human being, not a human doing. You just have to hang out with me to hear how many times I tell people that. If you think that you have to be doing something all the time, then you need to work on the source of that, because it probably comes out of somebody making you feel like your achievements were all that you were, where your worth was derived from. And whether that's society, or it's your parents, or it's being bullied that put you in that position, you just have to be, and you are already worthy. Yes, as inconvenient as it may seem, this experience is an important reminder that you are a human being, not a human doing. Perhaps you are being reminded of your morality, or that you are but a small part of a big universe where your destiny intersects with others. Your life may be meant to serve another purpose at this moment, and your attention meant to be directed elsewhere. Consider that this place of temporary non-action is exactly meant to be for you. Perhaps it's because all you desire and have set in motion needs time to coalesce into form on the other side. Could it be that all elements are not yet in place for its manifestation to be for the highest good of all? Patience is required right now, and the wisdom that this might be a great time to take a break and contemplate gratitude. What is truly yours will never be walled off. So I think it's interesting that I pulled both TikTok and the wall in protection, and they were both talking about divine timing, and that, that waiting for it, right? Things happen when they're meant to happen, and not a moment before, and you just have to give yourself up to that, as much as that may seem frustrating. But you have to think too, if I had received a good relationship before I had healed my stuff, it would have been wasted on me. If it had came to me any sooner than when I'm ready for it, right? If I had have received it 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, would I have would I have been the person to be okay with it, right? Or would I have ruined it in my own? I probably would have done something to sabotage it, because I wasn't ready for it. I hadn't done my healing, so I wasn't prepared. So Angeline, I hope I said your name right. You asked for a card, so if you're still there, I'm going to pull a card for you. but only if you're still there. If you've taken off, you'll have to get you another morning when you stick around. So if you are still there, England, and you wanted a card, just say hi again so that I can see that you're still there. Hi, perfect. Okay, let's see what, I don't know what you meant, but think about your message while I'm doing the shuffling, and I will pull a card for you here, just seeing which one feels like the right card for you. All right. So I pulled for England, exchanging gifts. Okay. And this little red, that stuff that's, you can't really see it, but there's little pink, there's little hearts that are floating around in it. It's really cute. It's a really cute card. Number 27, which is a 9. And I don't know what the question is that you're asking about, but also look up the number to see if the number in numerology has another message for you, okay? So the essential meaning is law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing costs, and determining value. You're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must exchange or engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not just a time of do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the values others bring to your life. So, just clearing my throat. Have a little coffee. It's going to be another morning where I'm like drinking that whole cup of coffee right as I'm going, before I go out the door. There's an important message there. There are givers, and givers tend to be more service-oriented people, right? I mean, it falls in line. But if you're always giving, how are you open to receiving? And one of the things that givers need to do is be able to be open to receive. And sometimes receiving means not doing anything. Receiving is an action, but it's more of a passive action versus an active action like giving, right? So be aware of that even if like that, givers have to be aware to be receiving as well. You can't just be going. You have to be accepting and receiving, right? Maybe these cards that I pulled earlier, they seem to have a similar theme with what I pulled for you as well. If the question you were asking for was in regards to love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. And if you were asking about prosperity, now prosperity can be anything. It could be your job. It could be like your career. It could be an entrepreneurship thing. It could be anything within regards to money and income and how you go about that. So all your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely pays off in ways you may not have been anticipating. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals, aligning with synchronistic meetings and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is an exchange. Keep doing what you're doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. So if you're doing something that's it sounds like maybe you're doing some service-oriented things. That's how the card kind of relates to me, is that you're doing, you're helping other people, or you're giving of yourself, but you need to be able to receive. So I don't know if you're one of those people that's just so giving all the time that you just needed the message to be open to receiving, or you're somebody who's doing all the time and need to be aware that you just have to rest. So Facebook user, because with StreamYard, you have to go and you have to give properties. I hope that resonated with you. I hope it was a good message. But Facebook user, the one that said, if you have time for one more, if you're still there, I will do one more. I'll just do my reel later on today. I've decided to no longer pick up cards that fall out of the deck. I've decided to just put them back. Lots of oracles do that. They don't take the card that just it pops out. It's just I've shuffled incorrectly, which is true. Hi, Alexandria. Oh, so I did pull it in protection mode, but I'm going to flip it so you can see it, and I'll read the entire message. To the sea, to the sea. It's beautiful. She's a little fairy. She's got her little boat. There's a face in the sky that's, seems kind of contemplative, maybe a little bit happy for sure. He's got an uptick in his mouth. There's an arrow, like one of those direction things on the front of the boat, and there's a pair of binoculars. So she's not lost. I did not see your card. Hi. I don't know. I have no idea with the Facebook users, because I see, one more card and I don't see the names. So unless you say it's so-and-so, can I get a card pull? It would just be Facebook users asking for a card pull. And I would think that they're all the same. So the number for this, if I grab the right book, is 7, Alexandria. This is the card for you. And oh, I skipped right past it again. There we go. So I'll read the entire thing, but pay attention to the protection message. So being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. The oracle's message. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. Hi, Amanda. I will pull a card for you if I should have time. I just have to talk a little faster through this. There are many points this is a relationship message, Alexandria. There are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the ship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads. Prosperity message. Everything seems to be working out when you stop scrambling and allow the sea of opportunities to wash over you and wake you up to your most prosperous potential. To get into that flow, you need to address your beliefs about abundance and money. The true meaning of your personal currency lies in your skills, your talents, and abilities, and most importantly, your core beliefs. Everything flows from your inner world and is reflected in the outer one. When grateful to serve, you align your prosperity consciousness with a higher consciousness. You can expect miracles. Everything you need will come to you easily. So because I pulled it in, if I pulled it in the protection message, when external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there is no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow, even when the tide is going out. Relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach again. As ancient mariners saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. Yay! That's cool. And when you pause the video, that's so weird. I wonder why that's doing. So I hope that message resonated with you, or you that fit for you. So just go with the flow, fix nets, fix your nets. It's kind of that chop wood, carry water, right? Sometimes the tasks at home need to be done. So this one's for Amanda, and then that'll be it. I won't be able to pull another card for anyone, unfortunately. If there's any, but I'm back tomorrow. I'll be a little bit later because it's the weekend. So it'll probably be 8 or 9, maybe even 10 when I do my live tomorrow. But if you're on and can join it, yeah. Oh. Okay, so this is what I pulled for you, Amanda. And I did pull it in the upright position. It's so cute. She's floating in her little It looks like a little shell, like she's just floating through the air. And the number's 22, so 22 would be 4. But you could look up both numbers, 22 and 4. So the essential meaning, something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected, grace that is an unforeseen gift from Spirit. The oracle message. There are moments in life when, out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down that you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. In a relationship message, you are moving toward a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to make this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. Prosperity message. Unexpected windfalls and good fortune come your way now. You're in a phase where any difficulties or obstacles that have stymied your success seem to disappear on their own. Be ready to receive. The windows of opportunity will open wide. Accept the blessings given to you now and don't forget to share them. So the protection message, and I'll read that just so that you're aware of it. Humility is called for now, as grace is an unearned gift. You didn't gain this by your own desires or actions. To be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. In a way, you have hit rock bottom, and what is required now is nothing less than total surrender. Then you will be blessed. So you may have just went through that, or that may be something that you need to do is just surrender, and those blessings are just going to come to you, and they're going to come in just the craziest ways. Kind of like, if this is the Amanda that I think it is, kind of like us connecting and just boom, crystal coven. Right? Just all of a sudden, just whip, there it is. So that's the type of experience that you can hope from this card, is that people are just going to show up. They're just going to appear. It's just, things are just going to naturally align with you. It's like, that's the card where you could just win the lottery. Like things, that's that type of card, right? Things are just going to happen, and you're just going to be astounded by it. And I love that. Right? That means that you're surrendering. You've done the work and you're surrendering to the divine. And I love the relationship message too, because I believe that you do think that the relationship that you're in now is a good relationship, and that it's a sacred connection, right? So anyway, I love you guys. Have a wonderful Friday. I will see you tomorrow and Sunday. I'll see you every day, but as long as you join me. But I got to jump off because now I'm going to be like 2 minutes to grab my stuff and run out the door. I love you. Have a great week, a great day.